Hello everyone and welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Reef. Today we have an interesting video. I'll be showing you guys a new product that I had previously ordered one time on Amazon, and I loved it so much that my other tank had to have it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. For you guys that just follow me here on YouTube, you're going to see here shortly what this is. So I haven't opened the box yet. I know how the product is, know how it works, because like I said, I bought one last week and loved it so much that I want both my tanks to have it. Oh shoot, this was crap. This was supposed to arrive tomorrow. It actually arrived today. So I guess we'll treat this as a two product review. Let me move this aside. And this is actually what the review really was supposed to be about. It's this right here. So let me get the box out of the way, clean everything up, and let's get into this review. All right, so the first thing here, this isn't what the review was on, but we're gonna cover it because it is here. This here is not an aquarium, it's a fan. I'm trying out two of them. This is one of them that I'm trying out. The other one I've tried out is from Amazon. I believe the brand is Petzilla. They sell them in 1 fan, 2 fan, 3 fan, 4 fan, 5 fan, and 6 fan setups. And I actually like it a lot. The only problem is it's quite a bit noisy, especially on the level 2. It has 2 speeds. So I went ahead and tried one of these 6-inch clip-on fans, and I'll be trying this out. And this works with this. So let me get this out of the way and get into the real thing that we're actually reviewing today. All right, so let's open this bad boy up. Okay. So this here, guys, this is a thermostat controller. They sell these in heater only, cooler only. This one here is heater and cooler. And I'm going to explain a little bit more exactly what it does. So the brand here you guys can see is a Bayi, I believe, BTC201. This is a digital temperature controller. And obviously this is the manual for it. You can run it in, let me see here. There's a quick start. You can run it in cooling, if you want to use the cooling side only, if you want to use both heating and cooling, and if you want to use heating only. It's somewhere in here. Oh, here it is. Heating only, cooling only, heating and cooling. So, pretty basic. What is this? I guess if you have issues with it, like a return. Oh, okay. That's if you have any issues with it. So, it's very simple. There's not much to this thing. Let me get the product here all laid out. That there. Okay, so there's actually one already running. I've been running it for a week. It's actually right here. You can see it. So this is for my main tank, my 45 gallon. And pretty much the issues that I have in my home, when no one's home, my wife doesn't like to turn on the air conditioner. So typically the home will reach very close, if not 90 degrees. So you quickly see where that becomes an issue. Now, a lot of you may be saying, well, just get a chiller. Well, yeah, you can get a chiller, but not only do those use quite a bit of electricity, they produce noise and also produce quite a bit of heat as well. And not only that, they're just very expensive. The initial cost of the chiller is going to be, $300, $400, up to $600. I mean, given there is cheaper ones out there, not to mention you got to get the whole pump for it, and there's just a lot of variables involved. And it's kind of difficult when you're running the smaller tanks like the JBJ QB, the JBJ 45 gallon. So let me quickly explain what this is. So this here is a controller. It's a thermostat. It's a computer controlled thermostat. Here you can see the probe, and this is fully waterproof. I read a lot of reviews on it, and a lot of guys using them for aquariums and no issues whatsoever. And this is the generation 2 of this. I think they updated this to be a little bit more accurate, more better. And like I said, it is full waterproof. So this is the probe to measure temperature. So what you would plug in here is a heater. Now, a lot of you guys are probably going to ask yourself the same thing I asked myself when I bought this. Why in the hell would I plug in a heater here when my heater has a thermostat? Well, I'll tell you why. The Eheim Jager heaters, I believe they're mechanical, the way it turns on and off. So the temperature needs to increase quite a bit for the mechanism to go off for either the heater to start or stop. This here is all done digitally. So if there's 1/10 of a degree, you can program it here. I'm going to show you in a little bit. If there's 1/10 of a degree in temperature fluctuation, either the heater or the cooler can kick on. So what I do here, to make this work properly, you want to set your heater to a higher temperature than what you're trying to achieve. Because if you set it, to a little bit lower temperature, it's never going to heat up to that temperature, and it's always going to be on. So you want to, I mean, I don't want to say it's going to always be on. It's going to always have the heater on, but it's never going to rise up to that proper temperature, if that makes any sense. And then here you would plug in a fan, either like the one I bought or the Petzilla one on Amazon. I bought them both on Amazon. Or like the one I bought today, you'd plug it here. So the way it works, let's keep the math simple. If you set this to 80 degrees and you set the fluctuation to be plus 1/10, minus 1/10 of a degree. So when the temperature reaches 1/10 of a degree too high, the cooler will kick on. So this output socket here, it'll apply power to it, and obviously the fan would kick on. If your temperature reaches 1/10 of a degree too low, this will kick on, the heater. And you have a lot of settings. You can do 1/10 of a degree, 2/10, half a degree, 1 degree, 2 degree. There's just a lot of programmable features here in this setup. So it's very basic, and a lot of you guys out there that do have an Apex controller, you obviously don't need this. But for people like me that are a little bit on a budget and don't want to go out and spend $600-700 on an Apex controller, this is going to maintain your temperature to no more than 1/10 of a degree in fluctuation. And this is why I really recommend this, even though a lot of you may be saying, well, my heater has a thermostat. Well, yeah, it does, but it's probably mechanical, and it's not as accurate as this is going to be. So what we're going to do now is get this plugged up. I'd like to quickly run you guys through the very, very basic programming and show you guys exactly how it works. And after that, I'm going to hook it up to the tank and just pretty much put this is kind of a set it and forget it thing. You really never have to worry about it again. And so yeah, we're gonna quickly show you guys here how to program it and go set it up in the tank. All right, so I came now where I have here a power source to hook it up so I can demo it for you guys and see really how easy it is to program it. So the first thing we're gonna get here is this screen. Don't worry about this right now. I don't want you guys to get too confused. All we need to worry about is these buttons here on the bottom. The main one right now we're focused on is the set button, which is the second one from the left. We want to hold that for about 3 seconds until we see SV displayed up here. 1, 2, 3. So this is SV. This is the temperature we're going to want to set the tank, for it to maintain this temperature. So this controller here does anywhere from -58 degrees to I think over 230 degrees. Fahrenheit. So you guys can see it covers quite a bit range as far as temperature is concerned. And just for the sake of this video, we're going to set it to 80. You're going to see what I mean by that so the math can make sense. So we're going to set it to 80. Believe it or not, I generally run my tank about 79.5 to like 78.5 in that range. I've actually run it at 80 for about a month and really had no issues with it. So 80, anywhere from 79, 80 is generally a good idea to keep them out. But we're doing it at 80 just for the purpose of this video. So the next thing you want to do once we have that, this is like I said, the temperature it's going to always maintain is shown by SV here on the top. So then we press set and we have HD. So HD is a heating differential. So the way this works is the SV, which was 80, assuming we leave this at 1, so SV minus HD would give us the heat on temperature. So if this reached, let's say, 80 minus 1 degree would be 79. If ever this tank reached 79 degrees, the heater would kick on, right? Obviously, I don't want to run it that high. I don't want 1 full degree of fluctuation. So what I recommend is anywhere from 0.5 to 0.3. Of course, a lot of you guys may be saying, well, why not just do 0.1? the reason I don't do 0.1, although you could, is because it's going to be either always, you know, working one or the other. This way, if I do about 0.3, you let a little bit of fluctuation between the temperature, but nowhere as near as it would if you were running, let's say, the thermostat in your heater. So this is still going to be a lot more accurate than that. But yeah, of course, if you guys do want to run it at 0.1, by all means run it at 1/10 of a degree. For the sake of, you know, the video, we're going to do it at 0.3, and this is actually what I'm running mine at, the one that I've had for a week. So the heating differential, if ever it goes 80 minus 0.3, so 8, 9, 10, so it'd be 79.8. So when this reaches 79.8, when this reads 79.8, it's going to kick on the heater. You can see it already exited the menu there, but it does save your settings. So we were in this menu here, heating differential. So that's that. The next one, once that's set, you go to, you press that one more time, and that's going to be the cooling differential. So again, of course, if you do want 1 degree, by all means. And the way the cooling differential works as far as math's concerned, SV, which was 80 degrees, plus cooling differential is when the cooling will turn on, which is here. So in our case, it would have to reach 81 degrees in order for the cooling to kick on. Let's get back in that menu. Obviously, I don't want a full degree of fluctuation, so we're going to set it to 0.3. And like I said, if you guys want 0.1, by all means set it to 0.1. I'm going to set it to 0.3. And once you're done there, you actually press the power button and you're done. That's it. That's all you need to worry about. And we're going to quickly here show you guys how it works. Another thing I do want to show you guys that I found out on my own, it is in the manual, but of course none of us ever read the manual. So we have SV, which is what we want it to hold, heating differential, cooling differential, and this is calibration. So if you do want to offset, let's say if you have another thermometer you want to calibrate this to, if you don't trust this, I have tested both of mine and they actually work, they're spot on. I mean, I didn't have to calibrate them, but if you do ever need to calibrate it, you can do it here. You can do the calibration here. I don't know what the next menus are. P7, yeah, I don't know what any of that is. But obviously we're back to SV, HD, and CD. Once you're done there, you just press power and it goes back to there. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab the probe and I'm gonna cool this down. So you can see right now the cooling's on. So if this had a fan in it right now, it'd be on right now, which is showed by the light. So this probe is measuring 84 degrees right now, so it's trying to cool it down to there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this in cold water. You're gonna see when this goes 0.3 below this setting, the heating's gonna kick on. So let me start my faucet with really cold water. And let's see here what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do it slowly so you can kind of see it. Gonna happen pretty fast though. And wait for it, it's about to kick on. There it is. So obviously I went a little bit too fast, so you can see the heating kicked on right there. So right now the heater would kick on and it's gonna try to bring the temperature up to, so I'm gonna hold it in the air. You can see the air is actually kind of warm, it's coming up quite fast. So once this thing reaches, let me try and dry it. So once it reaches 80, everything shuts off, but once it goes over 0.3, then the cooling kicks on. You can see there it's very, very accurate. So if you were to go back into the menu and set the heating differential to 0.1 and the cooling to 0.1, you can see this thing would be very, very, very accurate. You can see there the cooling's already on. So we'll put it in the water. Let me see and watch. See, it's super accurate. It's very, very accurate. So, and that's the reason why I don't do it that low, just because it'd always be kicking on and off and on. Not that you're gonna mess it up, but I just feel it doesn't need to be that accurate. So we're gonna go back to set them to 0.3. And actually what I'm gonna do right now here on video, I'm gonna set it exactly how I'm gonna keep my tank. 79.5. And we're gonna do 3/10 of a degree. And that's it, guys. That's it. So all you do now is you go wire this really nicely next to your tank. And a lot of people ask where I put this. Well, typically you want to, what I generally recommend is put it where your how do I word it? Put it where the water is going into your sump, how it first comes out of your display tank, because that's ultimately the temperature we really want to be taking care of, is the one coming out of the display tank, not the one after it passes through all your filters and maybe heats up a little bit with the pumps. So that's generally what I recommend. Obviously, if you run it somewhere else, it's not going to be that drastic. Yeah, you put the probe in the back, you put your heater in here, and you put your fan or whatever you're using to cool it right here. If you do run a chiller, obviously you probably don't need this, as that's probably more accurate than here, but by all means you can put a chiller on here if you feel that this is more accurate. And guys, when you are running the heater, remember to put your heater higher than the temperature you're trying to hold. Because if you set it to 79.5 exactly, this might be trying to heat the water, but the probe on the heater itself may shut off and it'll render this useless. So you have to kind of overshoot your heater setting a little bit so this can operate properly. But that's going to be it for today, guys, on today's video. I don't think you guys need to see a video of me plugging in stuff, so I'm going to end the review here. Of course, if you guys do want to see me doing that, by all means leave it down in the comment box below. But that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, found it useful. Give me a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Leave me a comment down below on what you guys thought, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to check me out. I'll have a link in the description below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Happy reefing.